Welcome to Beyond the Barrier,
Rockingham 905.
the podcast where we explore the wild world of public safety, fire, law enforcement, EMS, and security with your hosts, Jake, Corwin, and Joe. We're here to break down the barriers and go beyond the usual topics, from heroic tales of first responders to the latest tech in the security industry. We've got you covered, so buckle up and get ready for a ride that's sure to be as exciting as a high-speed chase, but with less sirens. Let's jump beyond the barrier and see what's on the other side.
Welcome back to Beyond the Barrier, everyone. This is Jake again with another minisode for you guys. This minisode, it's interesting, and it's, well, from my experience in the hospital and from my research on it, it's more common than what the normal person would think. I've never seen it happen. I don't know of anybody that I know off the top of my head that's had it happen. But this minisode is about MRI machines and things that people take with them to the MRI machine. Things they probably shouldn't take with them to the MRI machine. So, here I am scrolling along on ems1.com, just looking at stories and, just seeing what's going on in the EMS world. And I come across this headline, and I read this headline, and I know immediately I gotta make a minisode on this, because this is just stupid. So the headline is, Wisconsin woman sneaks gun into MRI. It goes off, shooting her in the ass. Well, it says buttocks in the title, but, ass sounds better. So I'll go over the story real quick, and then we'll kind of go a little further into it. It says a 57-year-old woman escaped serious injury when she snuck a handgun into the MRI, causing it to go off and shooting her in the ass. Anytime I say ass, just know that the article says buttocks. They're more professional than I am. So the shooting occurred on June 28th of this year, and it was documented with an adverse event report filled out with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. So I'm not 100% sure how this works. The hospital that I worked at, we reported our significant events to DIA, or it's the state of Iowa. So I don't know, if this hospital had a different reporting system, like they report significant events to the USDA. Maybe the hospital I worked at did the same thing. I don't know. We'll come back to it, and maybe I can get an answer sometime. But yeah, so this whole thing was documented and reported to the USDA. It was reported that the patient brought the concealed handgun into the room, and while she was entering the bore of the MRI machine, the bore being the cylinder that you're basically enclosed in, the firearm being metal, or having metal in it at least. I'm assuming she was using steel. I don't know. Regardless, it's metal. It was obviously attracted to the MRI's magnet, and it attracted so much so that it set off a round. Only one single round. I'm assuming it jammed, or it could have continued. Who knows? I don't know. And that's not really an experiment that I'd want to be involved with. But yeah, it set off one round, and that round went into her right ass cheek. The report says it was a very superficial wound, didn't require much care at all. But it also says that the patient underwent a screening process before the MRI exam, and their process includes specific questions about weapons, to which she answered no to all those. And so she was told, hey, do you have anything on you that this magnet's going to be attracted to? Because if you do, and you don't tell us and you go in there, it's going to be a bad time. So she knew and was told that this is bad. Don't do this. And she knowingly still got in the MRI with a gun, obviously in her, I'm assuming, waistband or whatever. Yeah, so she knew this was going to happen. 57 years old. I'm sure she's, that's not really that old these days. I don't even know what to say. Like, you talk about like an award you give somebody from being stupid. She deserves the highest honor. All right. Like, I don't know why people do the things they do. To say like you forgot about it, or, not an acceptable answer. Anybody that forgets they're carrying a gun on them, they don't need to carry it anymore, first off. And second, when they specifically ask you, maybe you did forget about it, but when they say, hey, do you have a gun on you? Oh shit, yeah, I do. Hey, I don't know. This woman deserved everything she got. I don't feel sorry for her one bit. She is stupid as stupid gets. She's lucky natural selection didn't take her. And this is like, maybe this is like her this is natural selection knocking on the door saying, hey, dummy, you need to bring it down a little bit, or next time we're just like, not everybody gets this, this warning. You're getting this warning. So dumb it down a little bit and stop doing dumb shit. Yeah, don't take firearms into MRI machines or anything else that is metal. Excuse me. So, but like I said at the beginning, this is a lot more common than what it should be, honestly, because I imagine most hospitals, I know my hospital did, this one obviously did, and I imagine most have some sort of checklist they go through with the patient before entering the MRI. So the fact that this is a common thing, it just shouldn't be. And not only do patients do it, but like staff do it too, where they, take a wheelchair too close to, or take a metal wheelchair into the MRI room. They have special wheelchairs that go in those rooms that aren't metal. Same with beds. Same with wheelchairs and other equipment, not just wheelchairs, beds. What they have safe equipment that's not metal to go in those rooms. But staff will take stuff into those rooms, and then you got a fucking wheelchair stuck to the MRI machine. Which, might I add, the only way to get it unstuck, because like you've seen videos, I've seen videos of people or pictures of people trying to pull the wheelchair out of the fucking MRI machine. Yeah, I don't care how strong you are, you're not pulling it out. It's not happening. So the only way to get something out of the MRI, if it's like stuck to the wall or whatever, like a wheelchair, I don't know if this lady's firearm got stuck or whatever. I have no idea. But the only way to fix that problem is to do something called quench the magnet. And the only reason I know this is because when we had to go through MRI training to be able to operate in the room or whatever, and they always told us that if we have to quench the magnet, we better have one hell of a reason, because it's a few $1 million to quench that magnet. And I'm not going to go into depth and explain what quenching the magnet is, because I just know you press a button on the MRI machine, and now that MRI machine is a worthless pile of junk. But you get your $100 wheelchair back. So yeah, patients aren't the only ones that make mistakes, and just know that you're probably going to get one hell of a hospital bill when they have to quench the MRI machine because your dumbass took a gun in there. But a couple more things. So, like I said, this isn't uncommon. But you would think like firearms in the MRI machine, people really aren't that dumb. That's uncommon. This is probably the first lady ever to do that. I wish I could say she's the first one ever. She is not the first one to do this. As a matter of fact, I have a couple more examples for you guys. There was a lawyer a lawyer, educated person, a very smart person, I'm assuming, because he's a fucking lawyer. He was killed when the handgun he was carrying on him went off, discharged inside the MRI machine, and shot him in the stomach. Yeah. A lawyer took a fucking gun into a hospital, which, if you ask me, I think private persons carrying firearms into a hospital should be off limits. Some states it is. Where I live, it is not. If it's concealed, as long as they don't see it, they're not going to know any difference regardless. But yeah, a lawyer took a gun into a hospital and then used his big brain to decide to take it into the MRI machine with him, and he lost his life over that. It just goes to show that natural selection does not give a fuck who you are. All right, and then the last one I have for you guys is, like I said, staff aren't the only, or patients aren't the only ones. Staff do dumb shit too. So there was a report of a nurse in a hospital in San Francisco that suffered pretty bad crushing injuries when she was trapped between the MRI machine and a hospital bed. Remember, like I said, they have special equipment that goes into these rooms, so that can't fucking happen. Well, apparently, she was dumb enough to take a hospital bed, which are not light. I don't know the exact weight on the type of bed. We use a Stryker hospital bed. I don't know a specific model or anything. Whatever. But I would imagine they're about, I would say, between 300 and 500 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. Who knows? Anyway, she she's standing in between the MRI machine and the bed. And I don't even know why she's in there and the MRI is on. Because who the fuck wants to be standing next to a radiation machine while someone laying in the radiation machine is getting pictures taken? Nobody stands in there. You always go to the little viewing room and take the pictures there. So the fact that she was even in there while the machine's running, that should be your first clue of this lady has no fucking idea what she's doing. And the fact that nobody else caught that she had a normal bed in there, oh my God. It's just, she's lucky she didn't die, honestly. Because there's been stories of, beds and wheelchairs going into machines and, folding people in half when they're sucked in with it too. So, I don't know. People just, a lawyer, a fucking lawyer, and a nurse. She's educated. I don't know about this 57-year-old lady that shot herself in the ass cheek, but I'm assuming she's not a dumb person. Most people in this world aren't fucking dumb. Like, come on, people. Use your brain. So, but yeah, MRI machines, bad. Don't take metal things into MRI machines, especially firearms, because apparently they like to go off when they're in the MRI machine. So, yeah. That's all I got for you guys on this mini episode. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you'd like to get more Beyond the Barrier, make sure you check out our other minisodes and our full-length podcast. If you'd like to contact us, you can reach us at beyondthebarrier1@gmail.com, and we will catch you guys on the next episode.
And that's a wrap for another episode of Beyond the Barrier. We hope you enjoyed diving deep into the world of public safety, fire, law enforcement, EMS, and security with us. Your trusty hosts, Jake, Joe, and Corwin. If you liked what you heard, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to follow us on social media for even more exclusive content and behind-the-scenes look at our guests and topics. But for now, it's time to put down the walkie-talkies and hang up the handcuffs. We'll catch you next time on Beyond the Barrier, where we'll continue to break down barriers and explore the exciting world of first responders and security professionals. Stay safe out there.